Students, welcome back to the class. We have studied three different types of business organizations that exist in private sector. हमने sole proprietorship पढ़ ली. We have studied about joint Hindu family business and also about partnership. All of these business were never allowed as separate legal entity. Their owners and business were treated as the same person, ठीक है, and they had unlimited liabilities. But from today onwards we will start another form of business organization, which is cooperative organizations. They have separate legal entity and they have limited liabilities. So let's understand what is meant by a cooperative organization and what are the different features of it. So a cooperative form of business is different from a business form of business enterprise. In this form, the main motive is not earning profit, but to cooperate with each other. Okay, the main principle that works behind a cooperative organization is each for all and all for each. It is governed by the Indian Cooperative Societies Act 1912, which defines cooperative society as a society which has its objective for the promotion of economic interests of its member in accordance with cooperative principles. एक ऐसी सोसाइटी जिसका मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव, जिसका मेन पर्पस क्या है, टू प्रमोट द इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट ऑफ इट्स मेंबर, अपने मेंबर्स के इकोनॉमिक इंटरेस्ट को इम्प्रूव करना इन अकॉर्डेंस विद द कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल. ठीक है ना, कोऑपरेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स को ध्यान में रखते हुए. तो कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज अ वॉलंटरी एसोसिएशन ऑफ पीपल हु हैव जॉइन टुगेदर फॉर म्यूचुअल हेल्प, जो एक दूसरे की हेल्प के लिए अपनी मर्जी से, वॉलंटरी मीन्स अपनी मर्जी से एग्री करते हैं काम करने के लिए. Those people form an organization called voluntary organization or cooperative of society. A minimum of 10 persons are required to form a cooperative society. Registration is also compulsory. Capital members contribute करेंगे in form of share capital and they can also raise loan from bank. So when we talk about the features of a cooperative organization, the very first thing that we have to keep in mind that it is a voluntary association. It is open for everyone who has the same goal or who has the same motive. Anyone can join this particular organization. The cooperative society is a voluntary association of persons. Any person can join the cooperative society if he or she has common interest. For example, any farmer can join the agriculture society, or any consumer can join the consumer society. The members can leave the society whenever they desire, so by giving a notice. So it is up to your wish. आपको जब आना है, you are free to enter. When you want to go, you are free to go. It is up to your wish. जब तक आपकी मर्जी है, be a partner. नहीं है, you can resign, you can leave that firm by giving a particular notice. There is no restriction on entry and exit of the firms of the members. They can join or leave the cooperative organization of their own will and wish. The membership is open to all members irrespective of their caste, creed, religion. That doesn't matter. It is open to everyone. जो भी इसमें पार्टनर बनना चाहे, जो भी इसमें मेंबर बनना चाहे, he can become a member if he or she has the same interest as the organization. When it comes to legal status, so as we have already read that its registration is compulsory. There can never be any cooperative society which is not registered. It is compulsory for every society to get itself registered in the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. After registration, the cooperative society gets a separate legal entity. That means the owner and the business are different, the members are different, and cooperative society is different. It will have its own name in the contract rather than of its member. It can buy or sell property in its own name and can enter into contract in its own name. The death, insolvency, and incapacity of any member does not affect the existence of cooperative society, because it is itself a unique person now, an artificial person now, which is created by law. So it will be in existence until and unless you dissolve it by the proper legal procedure. And because it is a separate legal entity, the members here get limited liability. Their liability is limited up to the amount contributed by them as capital. उसके अलावा उनकी personal assets claim नहीं की जा सकती. When it comes to control, because there are unlimited number of members, the minimum number is 10, the maximum there is no limit. So To take decisions, there are usually elections, and the people who get elected, the managing committee, they are the one who manage the whole business. Service motive, the main motive of cooperative society is not to earn profit but to help the members, to provide services to the member. That earning profit is a secondary motive. The main is to provide services, and उसी के through ये लोग यहाँ पे अपनी profits भी earn करते हैं. The last feature is that there are equal voting rights in cooperative societies. Even if you invest 100 rupees or if you invest 1 lakh rupees, you will get the same voting right. The cooperative society works with the democratic principle of one man and one vote. All the members get only one voting right irrespective of capital contributed by them. So there is no biasness. So there is no influence by the richer section over the poor section. The rich members, by taking more shares, cannot dictate the terms. The person who has 1,000 shares and the person who has 10 shares, they both will get a single voting right only. So these were the features of a cooperative societies. In the next video, we will discuss what are the advantages and disadvantages of these organizations. Till then, take care and have a great day.